Unemployment was a major cause to the fall of the Roman Empire. Rich men started using farm workers to grow crops in their farms. Many farmers lost their jobs because of this. A farmer that had to pay farm workers could not sell goods as cheaply because of the need of money to be able to pay the farm workers. Most farmers could not compete with the low prices, so they sold or lost their farms. After this, the farm workers would look for a job in the city, but there weren't many jobs. This left them unemployed. According to RomeInfo.com, this caused cities to be filled with unemployed people. There were not enough jobs for unemployed people. The emperor once sent 100,000 grains of food to feed the unemployed people and their families. Since they had so little to do but caused trouble, there was an increase in crime. This led to the beginning of urban decay.
Environmental and public health problems was another major cause to Rome's fall. It caused problems because rich citizens in the Western Empire used lead for everything. They used lead in their cooking utensils and even pipes that brought them their drinking water. Because of this, people consumed too much lead and died from lead poisoning. They also cooked with lead utensils and poisoned their food. As you know, they had aqueducts that brought fresh water to the cities, but when the water went through the lead pipes, it collected bits of lead which later they consumed. According to SpainBlogspot.com, there were also a spread of different diseases like tuberculosis, which is any disease that is caused by the organism microbacteria. Another disease was spread during the battles in the Colosseum. When a dead gladiator was out on the Colosseum floor, the diseases in their bodies and blood spread through the atmosphere, causing other people to have them. Lastly, some people could not fend themselves, were left on the crime-infested streets, and got disease, which caused them to die.
Political corruption also led to the fall of the Roman Empire. One problem was choosing a new emperor. The Romans never created an effective system to choose who the next emperor will be. The choice of the new emperor was always up to debate between the old emperor and the Senate, which is the emperor's private army. According to the website fsmitha.com, the Praetorian Guard gained complete authority to choose the emperor. But then in 186 AD, the army strangled the new emperor. Wow, that's bloody or gory. Well, whatever it is. After this, the throne went to the highest bidder, so if you paid more money to the throne than the other person, you would get to be the new emperor. After you paid the Praetorian Guard, he will kill the new emperor so you can have the throne. If the emperor paid the Praetorian Guard, well, he wouldn't kill the new emperor. Some people that wanted the throne but couldn't pay the Praetorian Guard would assassinate the emperor. During the next 100 years, Rome had 37 different emperors and 25 of them were assassinated. That's all I'll say for now. You literally just...
Are you done?
Oh, it's still recording? You guys ruined it! You ruined it! No, this is going in. I'm tired of doing this over and over again. I actually finished it.
Barbarian invasions also affect the cause of the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The Romans fought the barbarians at the borders of the Roman Empire for many years. In some cases, barbarians became part of the empire, but they also fought wars and eventually brought on an end to the Western Roman Empire. Now you know what the barbarians did. But who were the barbarians? According to Ducksters.com, the Romans referred to the people outside of the Roman Empire as barbarians. The barbarians had different cultures than the Romans. They dressed differently, ate different foods, and had different religions. They also did not have the same level of government, education, or engineering as the Romans. So as I said before, barbarians weren't just one group. There were many groups, and many of the groups that attacked and invaded the Roman Empire were Germanic tribes. For example, the Goths were one of the most powerful and most organized groups of the barbarians. Goths were divided into two branches, the Visigoths and the Ostrogoths. The Visigoths took over much of the Western Roman Empire and constantly battled Rome. The Huns were another group of barbarians that came from the east. They defeated the Ostrogoths and invaded the Roman Empire. Another important group were the Franks. They settled in a region that today is known as France, and France got its name from the Franks. The Franks began invading the borders of the Roman Empire around 300 AD. But the Franks became powerful after the Western Roman Empire fell and eventually became one of the leading empires in Western Europe.
I will talk about inflation. According to the website www.pensbury.com, this happened after the region of Marcus Aurelius. Rome's economy had suffered from inflation because the price of increase. The Romans stopped conquering new lands to live, and the flow of gold had decreased in the economy. They usually spent lots and lots of gold for luxurious items. This meant that the less gold to use for coins and made it less valuable. To recover the loss in value, merchants raised the price on the good they sold. Lots of people stopped using coins and started to barter the things they wanted or needed. Last, they had to pay the salaries in the food, clothing, and taxes they are collected in fruits and veggies.
Only the rise of a new religion contributed to the fall of the Western Roman Empire. This religion was Christianity. The Christian religion believed in only one God, but the Roman religion believed in many gods. The Christians would refuse to believe in Roman gods. Romans saw this as a threat, and the Romans persecuted the Christians. Something that the Romans could do to Christians was that they could use them as human torches. They would do this very often. According to ushistory.org, the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great ended all the persecution and declared toleration for Christianity. Although Christianity grew when Constantine made it the official religion of the empire, it also grew before when the Romans were persecuting many Christians. People became Christians at that time. You might think, why would they want to be Christians? If the Romans were going to use it as human torches, people wanted to become Christians because they saw that Christians were being mistreated, beaten, and persecuted for the belief of their God. So they thought, that must be an amazing God if you're risking your life for him. So since the people were so impressed by the faith of the Christians, they converted to Christianity. Well, how you might think, why did Christianity make the empire fall? Well, Christianity kept on growing, and later the money that was supposed to be used to maintain the Romans' army, it was used to build churches and monasteries. This caused the Roman army to have less money for weapons and other useful stuff that they might need. So they could easily be defeated by other armies or the barbarians like the Goths and the Franks. Later in 476 CE, Romulus, the last of the Roman empires in the West, was overthrown by Germanic leader who became the first barbarian to rule Rome, and that was the end of the Western Empire.